GameyDaddy.
Hello everyone, this is Emmett with GameyDaddy and I'm here with another video from Tom Clancy's The Division. So, let's talk about a warning system and player awareness in the dark zone. Perhaps no one has said it before, but the number one thing you need to know when going into the dark zone as a solo player or as a group solely to farm is player awareness. Back in 1.3, everybody knows that the sure way of getting a good amount of loot was going into the dark zone, but now patch 1.4 and 1.5 rolled in and everything has been changed, and I can argue that high value targets are pretty much very amazing with getting drops. The only kicker is the weeklies and the dailies are all that they're limited to. And personally, I don't run the dailies. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I run them once in a while, but when you want to run some of those, you have to go find, do the search and destroy missions to get the target intel. And honestly, that bores the heck out of me. I would rather do an incursion if you asked me. Or I could just fast travel to my favorite dark zone checkpoint, wave to the vendor, and grind quick loot. Surprise, the dark zone is still one of the most lucrative sites to farm gear in the division. Now let me give you an example. With my modest Banshee build, I can take down two landmarks, the DZ6 West subway and the contamination zone, in about 10 minutes solo, which assures me at least 6 items with no dark zone keys. Now if I run with a team, at the Q building, at the pit, at the dark zone 4 contaminated area, add some other landmarks like Midtown Music and such, and we're already swimming in loot, and you add plus or minus 7-10 minutes for 1, 2, 3 extractions, you find out this is actually one of the more efficient places to farm in the dark zone. And that's the appeal of the dark zone, which makes it such a great place. The design is fundamentally great, and also that appeal is also its curse for players who don't want to PvP in this game. Also, let me just go ahead and state as a side note that the beauty of the dark zone is its just the way you can't predict, its unpredictable nature or unpredictability, if you want to go big or whatever, no doubt. But my big question for anybody that's watching this video is this: would it be valuable to have a warning system to prevent ganking? SkillUp did a video, one of his 5-video series about what this game could look like, and one of them was about the end of ganking. And he proposed some kind of warning system where if you're engaged by people, you can either choose to fight or flee the scenario, something to protect players who don't want to engage in a fight and prevent a player from getting ganked on. Because as it is, some 4-man squads take pleasure in preying on solo players, and then to make matters worse, they run the whole New York Marathon to finish that manhunt timer. I think, and this is my opinion, by the way, if there was a warning system, I think it'll make sense. Now look at this example. I'm fighting a few elites, and this dude tosses a grenade at me. If it wasn't for Nomad, I would have died, and he would have been able to down me easily. Another example is I'm trying to take this supply drop. In fact, I even take this supply drop by myself, solo, with these heavies that are Rikers, very aggressive, dealing so much damage. They have snipers and everything. Luckily, I was able to pull a lot of the aggro and run to the back of this truck and get this extraction. And I'm trying to clear out the place. I'm trying to find a good way to escape, only for 2 agents just to come out of nowhere and down me. Now, many people think, it's all about your gear, but I don't think that's the case. Being aware of your surroundings is very, very important, and that's where I want to land. Because many players, believe that, others get ganked because of poor player awareness. While that may be true for some players, that may be true. I might just have bad player awareness. But, you cannot avoid ganking every single time. Do you understand what I mean? So, if there's a warning system, I think, and in my opinion, it will make some sense, because there's no warning system for a player that's running solo, and so you're just extremely vulnerable. It's a reality that I've come to expect. It doesn't bother me too much. I'm used to it. I've been ganked so many times, I don't even care. Or, this other example is, check this out. I saw another YouTube content creator, he and his team, they came in there, they jacked my extraction. I told them I'm friendly. They're like, okay, we're just going to steal your stuff. And I'm trying to have a conversation with him, only for one person on his team to just open fire and shoot me. You know, maybe they thought I was kind of starstruck or something, because one of them said, oh, everybody likes getting on the same server with this guy. I'm like, what? Oh my goodness. Well, another team shows up and folds all of them while I run around and film the whole ordeal, you know, because I was just trying to ask them, you know, what gear are you wearing? You know, just, you know, something you'll ask another content creator. He just happened to be on manhunt status and whatever. Now, people may also, you know, people always say you have poor player awareness, and usually I just laugh because I bet, you know, they've never been ganked before, or they've also been ganked and just, you know, try to make it seem like anyone who's complaining about ganking is, you know, is bad at their, you know, their awareness of their surroundings. And don't get me wrong, I'm not whining, please. I'm over this. Like, I'm a grown man. I'm just trying to put out a way to make some kind of fair play happen in the dark zone so that PvP can be what it is. Do you understand what I mean? You know, you're a solo player and you find yourself in a tight spot, and another agent comes and just takes you down for, you know, just for the sake of the fact that they can. You know, shoot, if that's the way they designed the game, then I don't know. I just feel like that's pointless, because a PvP scenario has to have some kind of, you know, organization, you know. Now, I guess that's just my deal. You know, I guess let me just make something clear though. In this whole discussion, and I'm bringing up this discussion as, you know, just asking questions. I'm not trying to, you know, destroy anything that's already been there. We just want to make this game better. We want to see this game be the best that it can possibly be, especially with the possibility of new content coming out, or even a sequel. I don't know how many of you got that the survey for survival, but at the end they kind of showed their hand, because they're thinking about making a sequel. I think there's actually that thought going on in the minds of these guys. And if they make a sequel, I'll definitely buy it. That's for sure. I'll give away copies too to my friends. You know, and I just wanted to make that, you know, put that out there. Now, you know, if PvP folks want to truly show their skill, then that organization is going to count for something. You know, that warning system is going to count for something. You know how the upper echelon gamers, the way they actually PvP in a squad with so much communication, they call out so many things, and I bet you they're not the only ones that play PvP like that. There are other coordinated groups that do the same and are very successful in a PvP scenario. You know, because if you can implement this, it's gonna be something that's there, and it's a framework. It's some kind of foundational principle that's there, and that helps players to actually go at it, you know, and show who truly is superior as a team. You know, I'm using the upper echelon gaming community because I watch their, you know, I watch a lot of their stuff. Even from 1.3, they used to do organized PvP when somebody, you know, will get up on like somewhere and throw a grenade, or like the 1v1s that people just do randomly in the dark zone. That's because that kind of makes things just, you know, make sense. Not just running around because, you know, this game is a cover-based shooter, you know, and so I don't know how the developers can start thinking about this if they want to continue to pursue this IP in the future. You know, if they don't want to pursue this further, then, you know, I guess we'll just have to deal with the game the way it is right now. Or if they're going to make content in the future or a sequel, then this is something that they should be thinking about if they're going to implement PvP. Okay, so those are my thoughts. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave them. If you think this is just a waste of time, also let me know, because I'm just trying to, you know, start a conversation in the community about something like that. You know, Skill Up addressed it, and I think he may have a point. I think if you want to watch his video, I'm going to put a link in the description so that you can watch that video. Some of his points I don't think I agree with some of them in that particular video, but I think he does have a point. I think it does make things actually work. And also, maybe patch 1.6 might address this issue. Maybe that's pretty much what it is that we're looking forward to, and if it does, I will be very happy to PvP in a competitive and structured environment. Trust me, even though I'm bad at it, it's a competition, and at that point, I am down for it. I'm down to get good. So, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you guys' time, and I appreciate all the feedback that I've been getting in all my other videos. You know, not just people agreeing with me, but people who also disagree with me. That's what conversation is about. That's how we can make this game better. So if you disagree, I also want to hear from you, okay? Just be nice, okay? Just be nice about it, okay? All right, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Leave a like or a dislike. Thanks once again for, your time. Peace.